Hello and welcome to the Diary of Decay. So we're checking in to start the process for my SMP top-up. So it is Saturday lunchtime on the 10th of August 2024. About an hour ago I've used a skull shaver on my head and I'm going to do a little patch test that has just been sent through to me. It arrived yesterday. Despite being sent first class to me, it took over a week to turn up. So I've put some little gloves on because as I was unravelling it and trying to start opening up the ink sample, managed to get some on my hands. So I've been sent this tiny little lance, which I don't know if we can focus that on the camera, which I'm going to take the top off, and I've got to put 3 little scratches on my head. So I'm going to do the sides and the back. I've got what we call in Yorkshire a cotton bud, but I know most of the world call them Q-tips, and a little pot of ink. So, which is weird because despite having loads of tattoos and piercings, I'm not really keen on the idea of scratching into my head. I've had a tattoo on my ear, and obviously I've had the SMP, which is essentially a hair tattoo. So what I've got to do is make 3 little scratches and put the Q-tip or the cotton bud into the ink pot and then dab it in, and then obviously I've just got to make sure I keep that clean. And then on Wednesday afternoon this week coming, I'll be having my top up, which obviously we'll be filming the process leading up to it, during and afterwards, and then I'll probably check in a week or 2 later just so you can see how it's looking. Right, so this is going to be a bit weird and uncomfortable, but we'll give it a go. So we'll try here. That feels horrible, but I felt it. Back of the head. Ooh, I heard that one. And then this side. Okay, well, I'm going to use this little lance that I've been sent to just open up the last of the ink. Okay, I'm so glad I've put gloves on because it could go everywhere. It's already leaving a little stain. So we're dipping in. Oh, wow, that soaked up really fast. Okay. So I can just about feel where that is. I'm going to rub that in just because as I press on with my finger, I can feel where the scratch was. Something tells me I'm going to have another shower after this as well. Okay. So that's all done. I'm just going to leave it for a little while, and then in a couple of hours I'll just wash that off when I get showered for my gigs and stuff later on. And then Wednesday I'll be checking back in, leading up to going there a little bit before. We'll probably talk about it, and then obviously I'll film the new studio, see what that looks like. I'm looking forward to seeing it, and we'll obviously film throughout the actual SMP treatment itself afterwards when I get home, and then I'll check back in a week or 2 later. That will all be within this video, so don't worry, you've not got to wait around too much if you are curious. But yeah, it's weird because I am feeling a little bit nervous about the whole thing. It's not something I've had to worry about for 2 or 3 years since I had it done. I've just kind of got on with it, shaved my head a couple of times a week as normal, and yeah, I'm starting to feel as nervous as I was during the first time, even though I know what's coming and I know that the results were, you know, they were good, they were what I was happy with. But yeah, until it's done again, I'm probably going to be a little bit on edge, as most people would be, but I'm just particularly like an overthinker anyway. So yeah, it's going to be a weird week for me until it's done, but I'm sure we'll get there. So yeah, we'll check back in soon.
On the road again, just can't wait to get on the road again. Right, so we're heading into Wakefield. I'm quite glad that Joe's moved to Wakefield because it's half the distance, and I also I know my way around Wakefield a little bit better, so should be there shortly. I've shaved my head about an hour ago. It's currently Wednesday lunchtime on the 14th. I've done it with the T-blade trimmer because most SMP artists will tell you that they want a little bit of stubble there, so they've got a bit of a reference point. I think as I've mentioned in my previous video, a lot of people will tell you not to use like a Mach 3 or a wet shave or something like that, you know, the Bic razors, because it doesn't blend so well, which when you first have it done I kind of agree with, and then as time goes on and it fades, I've kind of discovered that it does blend quite well once it's faded down. So maybe it's a personal preference thing, but it's definitely something that I've found is better for me at that point. It might change now as I have the top up, so obviously I'll let you know, but that's just one of the things I've experienced. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing the new studio. Apparently it's a lot bigger and nicer, and just, yeah, it should be a good experience, hopefully. But I told my friend who he's like kind of based in Wakefield area, and I told him yesterday I was coming into Wakefield, and he said, "What the hell did you want to do that for?" I don't mind it. If I had to choose, you know, sorry Castleford, I probably would choose Wakefield over Castleford. There's not much in it, but I do find it easier finding my way around Wakefield. Castleford, if you don't get where you want to be at the right moment, you are going all the way around that one-way system, and it's going to add time on. And when you've got sessions booked like this, you're going to start worrying. So I suppose while we've got a few minutes, I'll probably talk about a couple of things that I know I'm probably going to get asked. So one of the things is you're going to ask me how much this session has cost for the top up, and because I'm not affiliated with any company, you know, I'm not on kind of commission or anything like that, I have no idea what kind of clients would go to Joe from me. I have been told by Joe that she's doing this top-up session for me complimentary, so I don't know what it would have cost me. I know that it's different for everybody because it depends on your needs and what coverage, you know, needs to be worked on. So because I wasn't really sure that when I first started putting these videos on, I didn't know that people would watch them. I think I just kind of documented the little journey for myself to look back on, and I thought maybe if it helps one or two guys who were worrying and unsure like I was, that it might help them. But I didn't expect quite a lot of people to watch it and then contact me on an almost weekly basis. Joe's said to me that she received quite a lot of traffic through my YouTube channel and social media, so she was, you know, she was nice enough to offer to do this for free. Obviously I am going to film, but at the same time it would continue sending traffic her way, but at the same time I've explained that I'm still going to be honest. So obviously, like before, if there wasn't something I was 100% happy with, I'd highlight it. I just try to tell you the pros and cons that I experience. I'm not saying that that's the same for everybody. It could be different for you or someone else that you know, but that's just my experience. Hopefully that these videos are going to be helpful. I mean, I am going to continue to do a few check-in videos later down the line, so you can see how the top-up's fared up in the long run, and obviously we'll do a bit of a brief analysis and see where, if it needs a top-up, you know, in a year, in 2 years, 3 years, whatever it might be, who knows. like I mentioned before, it isn't looking too bad, really. You know, if you were struggling and you'd not got the money to get it done again, or whatever it may be, I don't think you'd have to worry too much. I think I could have probably left this for another 1 or 2 years, but I just wanted it to look kind of fresh again. I quite liked how it looked about 3 months in. The first time when I had it done, I liked it, but I was like, wow, it's so... I think it was because it was just such a contrast from what my head looked like before. But this time, you know, it's... I know what I'm letting myself in for. I expect to be kind of overwhelmed maybe by how dark the top of my head's going to look again, because I was quite conscious of it when I first had it done, but as time went on I cared less. But I don't know if that was maybe because it faded down and to me looked more natural, but who knows. You know, this is also an experiment as well. I'm the guinea pig for you guys. So, but yeah, you'll just have to let me know in the comments what you think, really. Just tell me if you think it looks more natural like this, or if it looks more natural when I have it done. We'll have a bit of a discussion. Like I said, I'm happy to chat with people. If you don't like to chat in the comments, I'll try and make time to chat to people on Messenger and things like that. I've got Facebook and Instagram, so I do get people having a chat with me and asking some questions and telling me about their situations and things like that. And it's cool to get to meet some new people, and you know, we're all in the same boat. So I'll be pulling up shortly, and we'll go from there.
Actually 20 degrees and good weather. Yeah, it's only about £4 or £5 to park for the full day in this area. It's not too bad. There's loads of parking nearby, but because I'm a little bit cheeky, I've got a friend who owns some land in the area, and he's allowed me to park there when he's not needing to access it. So okay, let's have a look where this place is. So I've come away from the car park there to your right, and it's basically down there. I've been told to look for the I think it's like a Chinese kind of tea shop. So a couple of doors on from there, across from the Dacia garage. Just giving you the landmarks. These are in 2024. Maybe I should have gone to the crossing here, I think, but it's quite a busy road. I maybe thought I could chance it, but want to get there in one piece. All right, we're on the other side now. Dacia garage there. Quite easy to find, actually, because I'm not good with directions. I literally rely on the sat nav and the walking app everywhere I go. I'm an absolute nightmare. So yeah, should be quite easy. Okay, I got told I can't go down that road, but it's not the end of the world, because I think it's down here. Something policey going on. Maybe it's this. Vincent House, that's the one. So if you are looking for it, that's what it looks like, where I've come from. Busy round here. Being buzzed in. Oh, there we go. Sure, this is looking like a much calmer Call of Duty. POV view. Do we go up? Hello! I found you.
okay, job done. Looks really dark compared to what it was this morning. Sorry, I'm eating because I foolishly didn't take any food with me, and I forgot how long the sessions can be sometimes. So I think I was there 4 or 5 hours, something like that. But there was a little bit of playing around for filming. I also agreed to do a little interview with a lovely gent who's been doing some filming for Joe. So just to talk about my experience, really, very similar to what I've been doing in my own videos. But yeah, probably a little bit more painful than I remembered, which I don't know why that bothered me so much, because I've had a lot more tattoos recently. But yeah, it's been, I would say, tidied up a lot, really. It looks a lot fresher. I know you can't tell in here now, but I thought I'd utilise the very little free time that I have at the moment to just talk about it while I was travelling. But yeah, it definitely looks a lot fresher, and the crown area that I think tends to fade quite well, it's quite common that it does, so that just looks so much better already. I know on the way here I was thinking, well, you know, maybe I probably could have got away with leaving it, but now after seeing it today, I'm like, wow, it looks so much better already. I've experienced the same problems as I did the first time I had it done. The temples went ridiculously red and swollen, but that's kind of how I react to tattoos, piercings, everything. I've always gone bright red, so like I said, you can't see while I'm in the car right now, but when I get back home you'll be able to have a look. But it is quite red, so we were doing a few little tweaks towards the end, trying to take into account that it's really difficult to see around the temple areas, which are very stingy if you've not had it done before. Just to pre-warn you, it can be a little bit stingy. I know there's a lot of people out there that says that there's not really any pain. Well, you know, there is some level of pain, but it's not unbearable. But again, it's down to your personal pain threshold. If you don't like having tattoos and piercings and you find it, you know, extremely painful, then it's not going to be a pleasant experience for you, unfortunately. But yeah, it's gone well. I'm really pleased. I've just got to wait now for the redness to go down. If I remember rightly, it was back to normal within a week on one of the sessions. One of them, it kind of settled down after 4 days. I think it was the second session that took about a week to settle down. The first one didn't take as long. So yeah, be interesting to see how it responds this time. I'm hoping it's going to be like the first one, just because this is the first session in a long time. So I'm hoping that my body fights it and responds quite well. So I'll be keeping out of the sun. Not that there's any more today. There may be a little bit this week, but I'll just be keeping myself busy anyway, studio work and usual bits and bobs. So I'll not be kind of lazing around in the sunshine for at least a week, really, if we get any more sunshine. But yeah, it was a nice experience. I'm really pleased. New studio looks great. It was just a nice place to be. And without coming off kind of corny and cheesy, it was kind of like seeing an old friend after a long time, you know. So it was nice, because obviously Joe's the person that I've started this SMP journey on and continue to be with, really. So I feel like I've been looked after. I hope that's the same experience that you feel if you go with Joe as well, or if you have gone with Joe. I hope it's all been the same as I've had it, because I've got nothing but kind of positive words, really. So yeah, we'll check back in. I'll let you know as it's settled down, just so you can see what it actually looks like properly. Back home. Just ignore the little bit of rattling noise. Otis has stuffing his face down there, bless him. I'm bright red. I don't know if it's because I'm really warm,
as well that you can see the sides, look here, they are crazy red, like very swollen, not comfortable at all really. The top of my head is just as red as the rest of my face at the moment, but as you can see, it looks pretty decent already. You know, it's not settled down yet, but you can already see how fresh the impressions are. I'm really pleased that the hairline at the front, it's staggered and looks natural. I've been told today that apparently the needles are even thinner than when I first initially had it done. So really it should look better this time than it did the first time. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I'll not be going anywhere for the rest of the day anyway, but you can see the sides of my head are just crazy red. But as I mentioned, you know, I kind of experienced issues with those the first time round, with how much they were swelling up, but it will be interesting to see what it looks like when that's gone. But yeah, God, I look like I've just had like a sunburn or something today. But yeah, tell me what you think. Veins are popping out all over because I'm so warm. But yeah, that looks great to me personally. I'm really pleased with that. I've got no complaints at all, and can't really see the crown area myself yet. I'll check it out with a mirror, but I've only been home a few minutes. But already it's looking so much better. Let me stand a little bit closer to the light. Okay, it's not ideal. The sun's absolutely blinding me. Try and get out of the sun a bit, but yeah, even with the sunshine, it just looks a lot better. I will do it on another day this week, or maybe at the weekend. Like I said, it's Wednesday the 14th of August 2024 right now, so I'll be checking back in. I don't know when it's going to settle down, but obviously I'll keep you updated on when that is and how long it's been between now and when the check-in video is, but that's where we're at the moment. Okay, so it's the day after, it's lunchtime, so it's Thursday the 15th. I've just got out of the shower, so I'm a little bit rosy, but I've used a T-blade trimmer on my hair just to tidy it up. I know you're not really supposed to mess around, so I've not really been shaving the area where the SMP has been put on. It's still a bit red. Well, a lot. It's still quite red at the sides actually. But it looks better than I expected it to be. So, oh hello Otis. Yeah, so I think it's probably going to take at least 4 days before it does actually settle down, start looking a little bit more normal. But apart from the redness, it looks great, to be honest. I'm really happy with what I've had done. Seems we've got someone that wants to steal the limelight. Alright, that's it. Just show off all your hair. Come on then, move. Come on. Yeah, so you can see there, it's looking pretty good. It's blended really well. It looks fresh. I'm really pleased with it personally. What I am going to do is go outside and go for a little walk with His Highness, and basically let you have a look at it in natural lighting, and we'll just see how it's looking over the course of the next few days. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it, to be honest. It looks better than it did the first time for me. I don't know what you think, but yeah, like I just think it looks more natural than it did when I first had it done. So I'm kind of amazed, really. The actual staggered hairline at the front it looks even more realistic than it did 3 years ago. It just seems to blend nicer. I don't know, it just overall looks better to me. I don't know if things have, if kind of, you know, technology's moving on or whatever, the equipment, or and obviously, you know, and actually it's 3 years since Joe did this, so I'm going to assume that, you know, she's become more advanced since then as well. So, but it just looks so much better. I'm amazed, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing it without the redness, and maybe I'll try and film a video where I'm not bright red myself. But yeah, let's get outside. We'll cool off a little bit because it's not exactly red hot as usual. You know, I'm a true Brit. I just moan about the weather all the time. It's quite a grim day out there, so we'll get out and have a look, and then you can let me know what you think. Right, we're out in some natural daylight, me and my buddy. It's not very sunny today, so this is day one, lunchtime. Literally the day after I've had it done. It's still a little bit red, so yeah, you know, people are going to notice, most likely, that you've got something going on your head. I say that people are going to notice, but sometimes people just are completely oblivious to things going on. You know, when I first had my SMP done and it healed the first time and I was walking around, a lot of people kind of said, I feel like you look different, but I can't tell what it is. And they still couldn't figure it out, even after looking for ages, and I had to eventually tell them. So, like I've said before, there's only 2 people that have actually approached me and recognised that I had SMP, and one of which was a hairdresser in really bright lights, and the other one was someone who was about 3 inches from the top of my head doing some kind of treatment on my face before our wedding. So, you know, but even still, I'm not ashamed of it, so I'm not exactly, I'm not going to lie. Most of the time people keep saying to me, like, why don't you grow your hair out? You know, you've got a full head of hair. It might look quite cool. Don't you get bored? Do you want to have a different hairstyle? And I just tell them that I can't. And then a lot of the time they're quite amazed. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with how it's looking. Even in the first day of the recovery, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it's still got a lot of redness, and it will settle down. You know, probably 1 to 3 months it'll probably be a different colour. It'll be a little bit more faded and it'll blend in quite well with the existing hair. But yeah, so far so good. Tell me what you think. So it's lunchtime, Friday the 16th. Currently at Libby's parents' house, just dog sitting, but I thought I'd get a couple of shots because it's different lighting. There's a little bit of overhead lighting. Just ignore the crazy dogs behind me. But it's blending really well. It's still very, very red at the sides, unfortunately, and a little bit red on the top. But we seem to be heading in the right direction. Doesn't seem to be any issues. I've not shaved my head since I did it yesterday with the T-blade, just tidying up, so I've just left it. So it is going to start kind of growing out a little bit uneven over the next day or two, because I'm not really going to mess with it until probably tomorrow night when I've got a show to do. So, but even then I'll only be doing like a kind of subtle amount. Excuse me. Thought I may as well get a outside shot here as well. It's not overly sunny, but my eyes are so sensitive to light, so I'm squinting, so, but ignore that. So that's 2 days later after having the top up.
And on the third day, redness is already starting to go down. I've shaved my head a couple of hours ago, rinsed it all in the shower. Getting a bit of shine there, just because I did use a wet razor. You're not really supposed to do so, but yeah. Quite pleased with how that's looking now.
Okay, we're still on day 3 since I've had it done. So it's Saturday the 17th of August 2024. As you saw on the walk earlier this morning, it's already kind of settled quite a lot with the redness. I've got a gig later on tonight, so I had a wet shave earlier on, purposely because I know that this will grow out a little bit thicker by the time I go on this evening, so it'll probably blend quite well. There's still a long way to go in terms of the actual ink fading and settling down, but you can already see it's so much better than it was even just yesterday. But yeah, I'm ready to just kind of walk around. I've got no issues with it. It was that first day or two that I was a bit worried about, thinking, oh, it's really bright red, so I'll have to wear a hat or something, just because otherwise people are going to think I've been in some kind of like burn accident or something. But as far as recovery goes, following, I'm quite pleased with how quick it's settling down. So I'm hoping that next week it should be looking reasonably decent. But I think the first time I had it done, I was kind of just checking in so many days at a time, whereas I realised for this video that I thought, well, maybe people might want to see how it looks on a day-to-day basis, because it's going to be on your mind every day when you've had it done, because you're worried that the actual healing process is looking acceptable. Is it healing as it should? So don't worry if you are a few days in and it's still really red, because that's what's happening here, and that is definitely what happened the first time. So don't start freaking out if the redness isn't going away straight away, because everybody's different. Yours might last a little bit longer than mine. You might recover really quick. You might not even experience this level of kind of redness, but it's just, I've just seemed to get it down the sides really bad for some reason. I don't know why, but maybe you do too, who knows. Day 4, Sunday the 18th. A lot of the redness seems to have gone down. Still a little bit remaining on the sides. I've not shaved my head today. I'm probably going to leave it, because like I said yesterday, I had a wet shave when I really shouldn't have done, but rules are to be broken sometimes. But it's meant that my hair can kind of grow throughout the rest of the weekend, so that it's just a good balance, and it seems to blend in really well. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Otis is barking to come in, so just ignore that. But remember, we're still healing right now, so it's going to take a bit of time. Really, I'm expecting the redness to fully go away throughout the rest of the week, and it'll look so much better. I mean, to be honest, it looks so much better than it did that first day. That first day was just crazy red. And then obviously the ink's going to settle down, so that's going to help. So far so good. Okay, so it's Sunday evening, just at my gig. Thought I'd show you what it's like with some overhead lighting. So you can see there that there's shine hitting my head, but if your hair was actually this short anyway, you would get some shine. For example, the sides, there's hair there, we're getting shine. Get shine on the top. shine on the sides. So realistically, if you were to have use a T-blade to shave your head and just basically keep it like that kind of like stubbly 5 o'clock shadow thing going on all the time, it would look like this, and it would shine a little bit. So it's just to reassure you, you know, that it's not something to really worry about. I think you're going to be aware of it much more than the people around you are. But just checking in on the SMP itself, I'm just getting little kind of like dry bits of skin, because obviously it's healing up now. You know, it's essentially like having a tattoo, so you're going to start getting kind of dry and flaky. So I've been in the shower earlier on. I tidied up the sides a little bit with a T-blade a few hours ago, and it's 7:45 in the evening. I think I did that around 5-ish, something like that. And I've just put a bit of moisturiser that I would normally put on the top of my head on as normal. But it's been fine. I did a gig yesterday, no issues, and I was under some quite bright lighting, all sorts of different stuff going on, and today's the same. It's just I'm on my own this evening, so it's going to be a bit lonely. It's Monday, so it's day 5 since I've had the SMP top up. I've had to shoot it in the studio today because we've got people here replacing the bathrooms in the house, so it sounds like a beginner's drum school in there right now. But it doesn't matter, because you can see what's going on, and it looks like a lot of the redness has already disappeared, and it's starting to gradually look a little bit more normal and real. As I mentioned, I've done 2 gigs this weekend, been under some really bright lights, not had a hat on, and there's not been any issues at all. It actually looks like it's starting to blend a little bit more now. It's still healing. It's quite itchy, to be honest. There's a bit of dry skin kind of starting to scatter around, so every time I'm showering I'm having to make sure I keep on top of putting just something on top of it, usually the most natural kind of moisturiser you can find, just anything that's not full of chemicals. But it's got a couple of days growth after that wet shave. I've got no complaints, really. To be honest, I'm really pleased with it. So we'll keep checking in for the next couple of days at least, just so we can see what happens. But there doesn't seem to be any issues. You know, it's the redness has really gone down a lot. It's just there a little bit, really faint. And obviously there's little scabs where the impressions from the pigment's been put on, so some look a little bit darker than others. But as time goes on and they heal, they're gonna go, and then it's gonna blend quite nicely. I can see it. I can see it. Day 6. I needed to escape the house because we're just living in dust at the moment from the bathrooms being ripped out. But it's looking quite normal now. Really, as I said yesterday, I'm really pleased with how quick the redness has gone down. Let me just stay still for a minute. Obviously we've got a bit of sunshine hitting there. I shaved my head this morning with a T-blade, maybe around 10 to 9, and it is now nearly 10 past 6. It's incredibly itchy. Last night I was
I was just forever wanting to scratch my head, knowing that I couldn't. So I gave it like a little bit of a light rinse with some water. And I actually put some just really kind of simple plain after sun with no extra bits or scent in it. And that did seem to kind of hold off the itching for a while. But yeah, I noticed when I was shaving my head with the T-blade, just the electric trimmer this morning, the skin on my head was really dry. But yeah, it's getting there. There's still a bit of time to go, really. It's not even been a week, and I mean, yeah, it's going to take at least a month before you start to see any kind of changes in the impressions, the pigment. Oh, there's a little bit of shade here. I'll see if I can show you without direct sun hitting it constantly. Yeah, I'm happy. It's come out better than I imagined. I mean, don't get me wrong. I didn't doubt that it wasn't going to look good, but no, I'm really pleased with it. If this is the first video you've watched that I've done, yeah, don't kind of get under the impression that I think this is a full-on replacement for a head of hair, because it's not. If you want long locks and you thought about having things like hair transplants and stuff like that, and you think that that's the way for you, then fair enough. I don't think if you don't want to shave your head that this is going to really make you much happier. For me, it's going to be 10 years next month that since I shaved my head. I mean, we managed to make a positive out of it. The drummer in my band shaved my head in front of a bit of an audience, and we managed to raise £1,000 for breast cancer. You know, it was like a bit of a sponsored thing, so we managed to turn what I saw as a negative into a bit of a positive. And you know, since I've kind of had the SMP, I've not really worried too much. I've not thought about like wanting anything else. I'm quite used to just having a shaved head now. I'm not worried about it. I don't, as long as really I can get these kind of results, I'm not really that bothered anymore. As I've said before, I think it might have been on a previous video, I'm 38 now, and I don't think I'm really like that bothered about having that kind of image I had when I was younger. You know, a lot of the hairstyles don't really appeal to me anyway anymore, which is quite lucky. So yeah, I'll probably just keep going for this, because it works for me. As I said, it might not work for you. It just depends on, you know, how you view it. But yeah, so far so good. We're on 6 days since the SMP, and I feel really pleased with it overall. Okay, we're up to day 7. So it's been 1 week since I've had the SMP. I can't film in my usual spot because it's full of bathroom pieces and tiles and boxes and things like that. So the house is a bit weird, and I'm in a bit of a dust bowl at the moment. So I'm just having to tolerate this at the moment. So I thought I'd film over here because it's showing it in just kind of a different kind of lighting, because it's a little bit grim. It's now 7:20 on the Wednesday evening. So like I say, it's been 1 week since the SMP. It's settled down immensely, and oh, it is. I have such a crazy dog. Okay, go away. Yeah, oh, it is. Try again. So it's just looking so much better. Obviously you've seen it out there in different kinds of light,
you know, on sunny days, on kind of grim days. And this is what it looks like when you're just kind of at home in the house, got a few lights on, things like that. So when you go around to your friend's house, this is what it will look like. So yeah, as I said, I'm really happy with it. I don't think there's anything else really that I can possibly add. If you have got any questions, just pop them in the comments. But what I'm going to do is close this video out for now, and then I'll check back in at some point, maybe 3 months, to show you where it's at. And then if you do want to see it at 6 months, just let me know in the comments and I can sort that out. But I'm going to close this video out with some footage that was shot by the gent that I met at the studio, called Aidan. He's a videographer, creates all sorts of different kind of content. So I'm going to put links to his content in the description of this video. So be sure to check it out. He's also had SMP from Joe, so you'll be able to see the work that's been done on him as well. So it will give you a nice variety of footage from different people before you decide if SMP is the thing for you. So yeah, thanks for watching this. I really appreciate it. And if you could hit a subscribe, maybe share it, and at least give it a thumbs up if possible. And just let me know if there's anything that you think I should have covered, if I could have done differently, you know. Just get in touch. It's all good. I'm sure I'll check in again with you very soon. Cheers.